Magnus, it looks like the fog is getting closer or curling off the trees into this little clearing that you guys are in or something like that.
Surrounding us.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Oh, guys, it's about to get real. It's closing in from every direction.
There is a large crack of lightning, and it lights up the area. I need everyone to make a saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, not me.
Nice
Ooh.
rolls. Let's take these
Oy.
one at a time. I'm gonna start low. Gabriel, you
Yeah.
look directly up into the lightning blast and see the flash of light. Um, you, for a moment, feel your connection with Lathander in that flash. And the reason it becomes so strong is because by the end of this flash, which for you feels like 10 to 20 seconds, the connection has weakened. The distance between you and Lathander has grown from the beginning to the end of that flash. So the only reason you really felt the connection with Lathander in the first place is because it began to taper off. When the lightning bolt is gone, you still feel connected, but it feels like he is much further away, like you were talking to him a minute ago, and now you'd have to scream across the room. Something doesn't feel right about that. 9. The rain is getting in your eyes a little bit because you weren't really all that protected from it, and you were wiping your hand over your eyes the moment of the flash. You can see the change in light around you, but you didn't perceive anything beyond the fact that there was a lightning flash. 15. It's more than one lightning flash. There's actually two, one and then another. And when they come down, they don't go vertically. One of them goes horizontally. It makes absolutely no sense. And when they cross, the point in which they cross is a darkness that you've never seen or even heard of before. When the lightning is past, you no longer recognize the trees that are surrounding you. The trees are now stiff pine, and they're all very close together, almost unnaturally close together.
So they're
And
obviously not the same trees that we were surrounded
18 comes to the conclusion that not only are the trees different, the only thing that seems to be the same after this lightning flash is the camp area. It's not a fire anymore, but the camp area that you're in. During that flash, you saw what could have been described as a shift or a spin in the sky, which made absolutely no sense. And you're positive that you saw the visage of some kind of a man or beast in the clouds. I need you to make another perception check to see if you recognize it as anything or able to put it together. Like when someone sees something in the clouds, they don't necessarily put it together.
I
My
almost
bad.
want to do an inspiration because I'm so excited in the storyline right now.
Grab it.
I'm gonna do it.
Gonna use an inspiration, huh? Give me a second. See what I can do for you.
Oh,
I'll give you another inspiration.
You don't have to re-roll it. The fact that you use the inspiration is all I needed. You don't need to use the roll.
yay! No, actually,
You see
I don't
that in the
know. I want to know
clouds.
where this is going.
You saw that face in the clouds for a moment,
What in the world? Oh,
and then it was gone.
I thought
Those of you that made the perception check well do not recognize the trees around you. The landscape is still similar, and the path or the path you would take is still the path you came in seems to be right there, but the trees are all different. The grass is all different. It could just be a coincidence.
I scan the area in like a 30-foot radius and just I don't know because that's kind of my home area. I can kind of recognize like how much it's changed.
Yep, and that's one.
Like,
What does everyone else want to do?
freak out a little bit.
Be my guest.
Cast light on my shield.
Try to close ranks and get back to back.
I get back to back with Magnus. Light up my shield.
When you light up your shield, in your case, it's 10 foot bright, 10 foot dim. And with that, you can
Something's keeping this light spell from going to its full range.
You can make an Arcana. Anyone can make an Arcana check to see what would cause that. And there is a reward for getting really high on this one. Just like everyone. I don't even know why I mentioned it. There's always. I like the dirty 20. I can help with that.
Dirty
Most of you don't know why the light would be lessened. Magnus, you come to the conclusion that magic must work differently in this place, which means you are no longer in the same place.
Oh, we have realm shifted.
You're not wrong.
Suddenly I get really excited.
And the tieflings got the hornies.
I'm in Kansas
The waggy
anymore.
tail. And I just forgot what everyone else is doing. I'm sorry. I blanked.
I was scanning the area to see how much it's changed.
Is this a perception check in which you're standing there looking around, or is this an investigation check, which if you're going to go look in the trees?
I think investigation, even though it's slightly worse, would be more accurate.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Just kidding.
Investigation is slightly worse, but I think it's a little more accurate as to what I'm doing.
Okay. Investigation?
Where's the druid going? What's the druid doing?
Quickly make an animal handling check.
Oh. Can you handle animals? Do you know how to handle animals? Oh, he's
Wow.
a druid.
There is
fine.
a small rat, and another. That's just the two. They're nearby. They're looking at you. They see you come. They see you as you come up on this one shrubbery close to these large pines. They're not spooked by you. You're not spooked by them. They're just watching.
What kind of rats are they? Is there anything special about them? Are they normal rats? Do they look?
You've seen, like, you've never really seen a domestic rat, but you've seen wild rats. They look a little better off than a normal wild rat. Like they've been eating well, or they're
Ooh.
I don't know. They're not as challenged by the nature around them.
But they're not emanating with they're not radiating magic necessarily.
You want Arcana? Be my guest, but I'll move around the table soon. It's not a table, but you get the idea. Wow. You can see a bright light in their eyes that does not match the rest of what they are.
All right, I'll sit on that. Oh, unless there's more.
Possessed rats.
And they don't notice that you notice. So
Okay, I will
Okay.
sit on that information. Thank
Back
you,
to-
and you can work with someone else.
Steve, what is the cleric doing?
The same thing, just standing there holding that space, trying to let whatever's gonna come.
Okay, make a perception check. That's standing, not investigating. High off into the distance, you can see a castle that is spearing the rest of the landscape. And it seems to be looking down on everything around it. At that moment, there's another lightning flash that's in the area of it. It's, I'm going to say it at best, but that's what you see. Anthony? Looks like that.
To have sparks kind of coming from my hands, but not in a hostile way per se. That's just kind of ready for any.
Are these sparks coming from any particular spell?
Shocking grasp, which if I spend a sorcery point, I can shoot it 30 feet.
Okay. Christian, what's going on?
Hold it back to back with the cleric.
Okay. You can make a perception check as well.
Perception check. Nope.
The very obvious dirt road to the west. You couldn't mistake it for anything else. It's obviously that is the way to go to whatever village you were supposed to be going to, or however this story was supposed to play out. It's almost like the
I got
road
a
stops at your
Dirt
encampment.
road over there, I think.
Yeah, that should lead to Barovia, right?
This looks like Sucker's Road.
Yeah.
He had said Barovia would be to the west. He must have been planning to take us.
My location,
Yeah.
maybe my direction has also shifted.
I mean, he said west, and he was very, subtly hinting that we weren't going to be in Kansas anymore. I think we go west on this road, find Barovia, show them the letter, and see how we can help them and see how we can get home.
Sounds good.